Have you ever noticed something strange? The first warm day of summer arrives, and suddenly social media fills with beach photos, vacations, and captions about finally enjoying the sunshine. But while everyone seems excited, you feel the exact opposite. You feel uncomfortable, drained, maybe even a little irritated. Then another thought quietly appears. Why am I the only one who doesn't enjoy this? The surprising truth is that you're probably not. For some people, summer feels energetic and freeing. For others, it feels exhausting before the day has even begun. Psychology suggests that this difference isn't simply about temperature. It's about how your brain, body, personality, and environment interact. Your brain is constantly trying to keep your body in balance. When the weather becomes extremely hot, that balance becomes much harder to maintain. Your body has to spend more energy cooling itself. Your heart rate can increase. Dehydration becomes more likely. Sleep often becomes lighter and less refreshing. None of these changes automatically make someone dislike summer, but together, they can quietly change the way you think and feel. Instead of focusing on conversations, work, or hobbies, part of your brain is already busy dealing with physical discomfort. And when your mental resources are occupied, even small frustrations can suddenly feel much bigger. Researchers have also found that high temperatures are often linked with increased irritability and aggressive behavior. This doesn't mean heat makes everyone angry. Human behavior is much more complicated than that. But when physical discomfort rises, emotional regulation becomes more difficult. Imagine trying to solve a difficult puzzle. While someone keeps turning up the room temperature, your patience would probably disappear much faster. The brain isn't becoming irrational. It's simply working under extra stress. Another reason some people dislike summer has nothing to do with the heat itself. It has to do with personality. People who score higher on sensory sensitivity often experience physical sensations much more intensely. Bright sunlight, sticky humidity, crowded outdoor places, constant noise. These experiences may barely register for one person, yet feel completely overwhelming for someone else. Psychologists describe this as individual differences in sensory processing. It isn't weakness. It isn't negativity. It's simply that different. Nervous systems respond differently to the same environment. Think of two people listening to the exact same music. One hears a relaxing melody. The other feels the volume is painfully loud. Neither experience is wrong. They're simply different. Then there's sleep. Summer nights are often warmer, and for many people, that makes falling asleep much more difficult. Even losing a small amount of quality sleep can affect your attention, memory, and emotional control the very next day. This creates a cycle. Hot weather reduces sleep. Poor sleep reduces patience. And reduced patience makes hot weather feel even worse. Before the day has even started, your brain begins predicting discomfort. And because the brain is essentially a prediction machine, those expectations influence the way you experience reality. But here's something even more interesting. Sometimes people don't actually hate summer. They hate what summer represents. Think about the expectations that come with the season. Travel, outdoor activities, social gatherings, family vacations, always looking energetic, always looking happy. If someone feels socially anxious, or struggles with body image, or simply prefers quiet indoor activities, summer can feel less like freedom and more like pressure. Psychology calls this social comparison. We naturally compare ourselves with what we believe everyone else is experiencing. The problem is that we're usually comparing our ordinary lives to carefully selected moments people share online, and that comparison is almost never fair. There's also something called the negativity bias. Your brain naturally remembers uncomfortable experiences more strongly than comfortable ones. Maybe you became sick during an extreme heat wave. Maybe every summer reminds you of stressful exams. Or maybe your childhood summers felt lonely. The brain stores emotional memories efficiently because they may help us avoid future danger without even realizing it. Your dislike of summer may be connected to past experiences rather than the temperature itself. Over time, the season becomes associated with emotions your brain learned years ago. So, if you genuinely dislike summer, What can you do? Not because you need to love it, but because understanding your mind can reduce unnecessary stress. First, separate physical discomfort from emotional interpretation. Whenever you notice yourself becoming irritated, ask one simple question. Am I emotionally upset? Or am I simply overheated? That small pause gives your brain a chance to respond instead of react. Second, protect your sleep whenever possible. A cooler room, a consistent bedtime routine, and limiting late night screen time can improve emotional regulation far more than most people expect. Your mood often begins the night before. Third, stop measuring your happiness against seasonal expectations. Not everyone enjoys beaches. Not everyone enjoys crowds. Some people genuinely feel calmer during quiet evenings, rainy afternoons, or cold winter mornings. Personality differences are completely normal. Trying to force yourself into someone else's version of happiness usually creates more stress than satisfaction. Finally, become curious instead of judgmental. Rather than saying, "I hate summer," try asking yourself, what exactly makes summer difficult for me? Is it the heat, the noise, poor sleep, crowds, or the expectations that come with the season? The more specific your answer becomes, the easier it is to make small changes that actually help. In the end, psychology doesn't say you should love summer. It doesn't even say you should change your preference. It simply reminds us that our experiences are shaped by far more than the weather outside. They're shaped by biology, memory, personality, attention, expectations, and the stories our brains quietly tell us every single day. So the next time someone says, "How can anyone hate summer?" remember this. Two people can stand under the exact same sun and experience two completely different worlds. And perhaps that's one of the most fascinating things about the human mind.